Good morning, everyone. We are live, broadcasting from the Codename Entertainment Studio in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. You know, it's a place. I'm Erika, the live services manager for Crusaders and the community manager for Codename Entertainment, and with me is lead artist extraordinaire Kat for Crusaders.
Hello.
So we're gonna quickly go over some of your guys' Docenthes garden coloring sheet submissions, and then gonna take you into the behind-the-scenes world of how Kat makes a coloring sheet out of a sketch.
Yeah. Very quick on these ones because there's quite a few and they're so colorful. I've learned my lesson on
Detail?
on how detailed to make something. And there's also stuff like this. It's just
It's Beetlejuice squiggles or something, I don't know.
yeah. And trying to keep closer to the quote-unquote real colors is interesting, and people really just went all over the place, and it's real nice. Black and white is actually kind of nice. It almost like calms.
Real media? Yeah.
Yeah, just colors everywhere. I don't have a whole lot to say, but it is very cool always to see all the different decisions that get made. Some people like to keep things a little more cohesive, and this one going off of the official colors again, and I do really like this sort of textured pink thing on the bulbous whatever.
We won't go into what the players called that. Nope.
No, I mean, yeah, it happens.
It happens.
With art. Occasionally it's happened with like equipment items or whatever, and usually it's Adam who notices, and then we have to go, oh shit, and go back and change it. The eyeballs on this one are a lot of fun though.
Yeah. And there's like shading and stuff too.
Yeah, there's some like gradient stuff going on. It's unfortunately pretty small. And this had like 3 stages to it. I wasn't sure which one they really liked most, so I just had all of them. Yeah. This one might have been similar, if not the same. I tried to go through and get rid of any duplicates, but I might have missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this is that. Unfortunately, I forget their username, but the one person who paints over everything with like a semi-opaque brush.
Right.
It's a really interesting effect. And this had a weird bleeding, like not just white, but like a black from the lines, which gives it a like soft, pillowy effect. And that's kind of a cool, like, dark mist almost.
Yeah.
Oh, and just everything is blue.
Just take the paint bucket to the lines, right?
Yeah. Oops. Skip one. Very green.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yep. Yeah, this is another, like, Beetlejuice plant, jungle stuff going on. And rainbow teeth. And this was like black light almost is what it makes you think of, with all the lines being white instead. Much green, much purple. This one's got a nice cohesion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, it's so bright. And there's like, maybe it was a filter or something, but there's like a glowy sort of stuff going on, which is cool. Oh, right.
Yeah. Docenthes is in the eye.
Exists inside of squiggles, I guess. Oh, and that's the last one. So, thank you everybody, as always, for your submissions and participating. So, as Erika mentioned, I'm going to be at least beginning the inking of this on stream, because I have heard your requests. I know that at least one or two of you really want to color this treasure chest picture, which is, you know, I want to give you what you want. So yeah, just to start off, I don't actually use Photoshop for this. I use a program called Clip Studio Paint, just because it has a very nice inking pen, basically, that I like a lot. And if you have any questions about that specifically, feel free, and if not, go ahead with your Crusaders questions for Erika.
So looking at chat, we've got some of our regulars. We've got SOTF, JS Random Numbers, D-Tape 467, Leptimus, Scrooge McScourge, Lexire 26, Pastuso, Jabble, Cassius, Zodi, and then I think Fellow Yellow is a new addition to our regular crew, and we've got Kedgear and He Hulk. So welcome everyone.
Yeah, nice to see everybody old and new.
Yeah, and I think D-Tape 467 says, I can't wait for the Squiggles one. I'm not sure if that was one of the coloring sheets we were showing, or if we're actually going to do it. Is that a request for a Squiggles coloring sheet?
See, I wonder if people want me to actually do a Squiggles coloring sheet or not. I wonder if they have more fun just turning all the things that I make into Squiggles. But,
why not both?
There's that.
There's that too.
Yeah, I mean, let us know. I could put Squiggles on the docket.
Susan's here. Good morning. And yeah, it's Sasha on the CNE Games account today, capturing your questions in chat and keeping Nightbot updated. Gfreeze1738 says, hi, this is my first Crusader stream. Oh, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Lexar says, love the new Crusader, which is pretty cool. So yeah, on the stream overlay today, you can see the new Hidden Temple Tier 5 Crusader with a fun native Mexican name, I guess, or Aztecian name.
Yeah, it's well, dang, I can't even like say the name of the language.
Oh, okay.
it is still spoken in Mexico today, but it is like semi-ancient and definitely related to like Aztec. Yeah, sort of went on a deep dive trying to figure out the name for this little guy, and now I can't even pronounce it. So
Kevin had a breakdown in our internal chat, and I think it's Aitiaka. So that's probably my brain, how it's going to be said now, if I remember.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we only speak English, so I'm sure a like Portuguese or Spanish speaking person could probably decipher the name probably more easily.
I remember a board game came out last year called Teotihuacan, and like all the reviewers are like having the epicest hard time trying to pronounce it. And it's like you heard so many different versions, and some people are just like, I'm just gonna call it the City of Gods because that's the subtitle, and that's really easy to say.
That's fair.
Susan is asking, do we have an event starting today? Yeah, it is on track to start later this afternoon, say around mid-afternoon, so in about 3 or 4 hours from now. German Morpolo, wow, a question. Who chooses the name of the Crusaders?
It's a group effort.
Group effort, yeah.
Sometimes somebody just comes up with something that everybody is like, yeah, that's cool. Like I came up with Dracenthes, but sometimes I can't come up with anything, so I poll the rest of the team, and then we work together and argue for a half an hour about what to call it.
Yeah, no, this little guy was hard to name.
Yeah,
but...
some are easier than others, for sure.
Susan says, yay, I guess I'll leave my free play running until the event starts. Okay. Cassia says they were pronouncing it Ink Taka. Is that wrong? Oh, there's no N in there. So getting an N sound in it is probably wrong. Graga Trim is asking, who comes up with the Crusaders' abilities and the objectives? It's mostly me spitballing ideas for objectives, and then Kevin will say, no, I can't do that tech, or, maybe if we did it this way, because it'll reuse some existing tech, and then he'll just implement them after those changes are made. And then the Crusader abilities, also collaboration between myself and Kevin. It's like, and if I have ideas, then I'll write them down, and then Kevin will be like, nah, we gotta do it this way. And other times I'm just like, Kevin, design me a Crusader, and then he'll come up with Crusaders like the Twins and Evanescent. Laliet, hello, sorry if you already got the question, will the Hidden Temple event start soon? It'll be in about 3 to 4 hours, Laliet. And, if you guys are redeeming the chest code for this week, which is Hidden Temple Keys, it's giving you 2 all-tier Hidden Temple jeweled chests. So if you want a chance at getting some gear for Aitiaka, you probably want to wait until after the event starts, because they'll only be in the chests after the event starts. Susan says she has almost 17,000 silver chests she needs to open. Probably do like 500 at a time, and maybe it'll go down. Probably not. Probably need to do 1,000 at a time just to stay on top of it. Zerbrew, did you guys enjoy the week so far?
Yeah, it was fine. It's a short week for us because Monday was a holiday.
Yeah, it was nice that Monday was a holiday, but then I'm like, it's one less day of work.
Yeah, it always it tends to throw stuff off a bit.
And it's like, oh my gosh, it's already Thursday?
Oh. Yeah, there's something about having Fridays off that's somehow easier than Mondays.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been an okay week so far.
Yeah.
It's been nice out. Nice weather for sure. So walking to the office has been fun.
Good.
Yeah. Slab McLarge Huge. If you can answer this, are you inking this sheet just for the coloring activity, or does the art asset imply some upcoming content for the game?
It's just for the coloring sheet activity. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to tease the upcoming Crusaders with the stream sketches, but everything else that gets drawn on here is just for funsies.
Yeah, and our choices this morning were like maybe a color along with the Iktaka sheet, or and then players have really been wanting the chest coloring sheet, so I thought might be cool to see behind the scenes is how Kat turns her sketches into a coloring sheet.
Yeah, this was Erika's idea, and I think it was a good one. Though also I have to admit, my grandma also was part of convincing me to do it. We have a phone call every night now with the pandemic going on, because grandma lives alone and so do I, and so it's really nice, and so got talking about the streams. Like, she doesn't have a computer, but she likes to hear about what I do, and I mentioned our options for what I was going to do, and as another lover of art, she was like, oh, I think it would be really interesting to see inking, especially if you've never done it on stream before. So I was like, all right, you've convinced me.
Nice.
And like with looking at the coloring sheets and stuff like that, definitely let us know if this is interesting to you or not. And then can either do this more often or never again. I won't be offended. Because inking is definitely slower and takes a little more concentration from me.
Foyer, please, is asking, hey, Kat and Erika. Hi.
Hello.
Can you give us a sneak peek into the abilities of our new friend? And by the way, what gender do they have? They have no gender tags because they're rock.
Mm-hmm.
So they are they. Some sneak peeks at the abilities. They will increase the DPS of all Crusaders for each supernatural tag in the formation, stacking multiplicatively. They do have a gold tag, so they will increase all gold found. And then they will increase the DPS of all Crusaders for each pair of adjacent support Crusaders in the formation, stacking multiplicatively. And for fun, they will increase the DPS of all Crusaders per orc tag in formation. So, yeah, they're going to be a fun Crusader. Supernatural orc formations. Bring them on. Yeah, someone's commenting on the noise of the keyboard. I would like to get a quieter keyboard in here. I've been overruled. But yeah, sorry, I had to type a note to somebody. Hardball UK, howdy, thank you for the chests. Hope you and the team are staying safe. Yeah, thanks. We're staying safe, and you're welcome for the chests.
Yeah. It's always nice to have you show up and wish us well.
Cadaver says, hi, keep up the good work, and I'm back to work. Oh, that's awesome. Glad you're out of lockdown, or, have a job. Working. Working is good.
Yeah.
German Morpolo, given that we are getting into Hidden Temple, which is your favorite Crusader for this event?
I am very fond of Kebos.
Yeah, Kebos is pretty awesome. So, between Kebos and Jacko for me, Draco, even though he causes lots of questions, because it's like, oh, my DPS is 0, why is it 0? Well, because you didn't build your formation to take into account Jacko's abilities.
He's a good classic one, though.
Yeah. Grega Trim asks, how is the uncapped objective May update going? It's going. I know Kevin put in some work this week before he switched to, last week before he switched to Hidden Temple for this week. Yeah, we'll regroup tomorrow once the event is out and see what's going on. Susan, so if the chests are in my inventory, they won't create gear for the new Crusader, even if I wait until after the event starts. No, I want you to wait until the event starts if you want gear for the new Crusader to open the alt tier chests, because otherwise, well, and you have to own the Crusader first too. But yeah, they currently don't exist in the alt tier chests until the event is live and you own them.
But you can redeem the code because the contents of a chest are determined upon opening them.
Yeah, correct? Yeah. All chest contents determined when you open them. Kedgear, now that Almquist is out of everyone's recent memory, are you guys happy with his power level so far? Yeah, we're still happy with his power level. I mean, he does have some use as buffing orcs. And, I think his teeth are pretty powerful for objectives where you can't get Mildred pretty far. Lexer 26, can you tease what type of Crusader our new Tier 5 will be in the Song of Thrones? Oh boy, did we have an idea for that?
No, we have not settled on that yet.
No, I was joking that the objectives would have like deep cuts to some of the Season 8 failures for Song of Thrones. But yeah, we hadn't come up with a Crusader idea.
Yeah, there are some options, but nothing has been decided upon yet. Though, speaking of the Season 8 deep cuts, I've been seeing on Twitter occasionally people just like posting like, hey, remember Season 8? That happened. And then in more detail how I guess fascinating it is that Game of Thrones was this like cultural zeitgeist that immediately disappeared from everybody's mind because the ending was so bad. And it's just kind of fascinating.
Yeah. Although some of the YouTube channels I watched are still milking it, I was like, this is what I would have done differently.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool, because like they're basing it more on the book knowledge rather than the show lore, but then they're like reworking it in the frame of what scenes were actually shot with the show, like just to try and make it like with the scenes they had time to shoot and without adding extra seasons. Here's how they could have made the ending a little more justified.
Interesting.
I only watched the show up to the end of season 4, I think. Mm-hmm. And then I was just like curious as to what happened in season 8, so I was like watching all the drama and tearing apart the episodes.
Yeah. I never watched a single episode, but boy did I watch what went down on the internet.
Bungo Bunce is asking, where's Kat's grandma's coloring sheet submissions?
She, like I said, doesn't have a computer, so also then doesn't have a printer, has no way of getting them, and, you know, quarantine. So I just talked to her.
Lexer26 says, watching you draw is fascinating, but also fun to see inking as well.
Cool. Good to know. And thank you.
Yeah. G Freeze is asking, what bench slot will Itiaka take? So they'll be in bench slot 32, competing with the twins.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Pastuso is asking, is Polly inspired by the movie Polly? I think we just wanted a parrot crusader because Hidden Temple and like there's parrots in jungles.
Yeah, I think it was more just the Polly Cracker.
Yeah, Polly want a cracker. Polly the parrot.
Yeah, the movie Polly is spelled differently as well.
Yeah.
Also, I remember, because I drew Polly, that there wasn't a specific type of parrot. I just went with the blue macaw because I really like them. It was basically between that and the red macaw. But I really like the yellow and blue color scheme, so.
SOTF is asking, is the update still the May update? There's potential it'll get out in May, but it might slip to June. We'll see.
Yeah.
Zodi is asking, are these live streams recorded? Is there a way to replay these live streams? Yeah, they're recorded by Twitch itself, and then they're like available to watch the replay on Twitch, so you actually get the Twitch chat. for like 30 days after the end of the stream, I think is how long we get as a partner, and then or affiliate, whatever. And then we also make hard copies on this computer, and then we upload them to the Codename Games YouTube channel, and you can rewatch all of the past streams on the YouTube channel forever. Which, yeah, it's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Some players have checked it out. Cassius, speaking of, are we ever going to get any other members of Nate and Natalie's family or relations in Crusaders? I mean, we could. Some players are asking for, like, Nathaniel Dragon, and, like, people already can't figure out that Nate is the one they need to reset the world on the first adventure, and they always think Natalie's the one that resets the world when they're brand new to the game. Mm-hmm. It's like, so we need another Crusader with an N name to confuse people, although I guess you wouldn't have that as a new player. But if we did add any dragon family relatives, I think we would probably give them a non-N name. A non-Nate name.
Yeah. Also, from my perspective, because I also saw that post about a daddy of the dragon family. Excuse me. Especially with tier 5 Crusaders, really want to, like, push the envelope and not just have human male.
Right, yeah.
Which is not to say it's impossible, but it'd have to be a really good concept for me to be excited about it.
Yeah. Zebru is asking, which Crusader will get a new skin in the upcoming event? It'll be the Holy Guardian getting a new skin. Mm-hmm. Shikaki123, how late will the event be up? About 3.5 hours from now. It'll be mid-afternoon. Melanie says, hello, Erika and Kat.
Hello.
Cat Human says, I like the new Chompy animation because I keep showing the GIF. And Cassius says, Aitiaka keeps popping up on screen and trying to eat the idol, which would probably work, to be fair.
Yeah. Be like the rock biter.
Song of Thrones Crusader suggestion. D&D power. Coffee cup reduces your immersion by 200% DPS. It's like they don't even care. Ouch. Yeah, objective suggestion for Song of Thrones. Have the all black objective, where you can't really see anything. As OTF said, probably getting a red macaw skin would still be interesting there.
It'd be mostly just a recolor, which, like, that's something we haven't exactly explored, but is always sort of on the table, is more simple skin changes, maybe as slightly lesser rewards somewhere. Don't know.
Yeah. Duraliteta's asking, will any of these event objectives need a much higher DPS cap than normal, like the last event? No, we're not going quite as brutal for E400 or E600 DPS to beat the objectives. You'll just need patience to complete them this time around. Bungo Bunts, could we ever get a human hybrid Crusader other than human animal? Because that's what Shenna and Eudoia are, like a human orc or a human elf.
Absolutely. That is definitely on the table as a potential.
And Musical HB says, hello, Erika and Kat.
Hello.
Hello. German Morpolo, we now need a air crusader. We have fire as Fire Phoenix, water as Chalong, rock as Aitiaka, and we need air and the avatar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. We even have snow for Frosty.
Yeah. Cassius is saying, glad to know Hidden Temple will be easier. Hard labor was nasty. I mean, put you to the test and made you get your power out. To Nora Foyer, isn't Metal Soldier already a human robot? That is true. She is a human robot. Mm-hmm. But it's not a fairly common tag among our humans. Rainbow Jillian says, oh hey, I'm late. Oh, thanks for joining us. There's still time for the stream.
Yeah, hi.
And it's the halfway point of our Crusaders Weekly art drawing and question session stream, if you're just joining us. So welcome to all of those just joining. We're doing behind the scenes magic of turning a sketch into a coloring sheet. Aitiaka gonna eat the cat. Dragon Cobalt, I don't want to be reminded that hard labor was hard. G-Freeze says, thank you for the code. I got an epic for Draco. That's awesome. Rainbow Julian's asking if Drago made it over for you, Kat.
He did. He's here today, unpacking his boxes. Thank you very much.
Cassius says SFV has Rashid, who's basically an airbender. Maybe the Air Crusader could be in his general direction. I'm not sure what SFV is.
I'm not sure.
T8467 says they like the animation for Aitiaka.
Thank you.
Fully Voided the Kobold says, just came, did I miss any codes? We've got the one stream code today. It is Hidden Temple Keys for 2 all-tier Hidden Temple jeweled chests. And if you want to try and get gear out of them for the new Crusader, you want to wait until after the event starts and after you've unlocked the new Crusader, and then they have the potential to drop gear for them. Oh, SFV is Street Fighter 5.
Oh, I see.
Street Fighter games, they exist.
Yep. I've never been much of a fighting game person. Except for Smash.
We played a lot of whatever game came with the Genesis when we bought it off the video store. I think it might have been like Street Fighter 2 or something.
Yeah.
And then Smash on the GameCube. But yeah, not really into the fighting after that. Well, I guess I did some Mortal Kombat, but that was about it. Original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I did play a bunch of Soul Calibur when I was in like middle school, high school age. But that's about it.
Bungo Bounce is asking, Kat, do you mind when we mess with your art and add in squiggles or make Baby Groot shoot my call with a shrink ray?
Those were pretty funny. The messing around with Groot and Michael. The Squiggles thing is pretty stale to me, but like if you guys are having fun with it, it's okay. I kind of I have a different mindset about like art that I draw for the game, art that I draw on my own time, and then these coloring sheets. Because these coloring sheets are specifically being made for public consumption, basically. I'm much less attached to them. If someone were to take personal art that I do and post on my Twitter and stuff and color that without asking, that would be a little... I mean, that'd be very different. I would probably still be flattered, but I'd ask them to like ask for permission next time. And I'd probably almost always say yes. It's just nice to be told ahead of time.
Right. SOTF is asking, what's the event Golden Epic? The one that comes with purchasing the event chests will be Polly's coconut item, which is slot 2 for Polly. Susan's asking, how's the blue rose, Kat?
It's doing good. It's hanging out with my hybrid red roses, trying to make some more blue babies. Nothing so far, but that's okay. It's only been a couple days.
D-Tape467 question, how do you pronounce Draco with a long or short A? Depends on how recently I've been watching Harry Potter content, I guess. It's like Draco Malfoy, or is it... Yeah, that's in my head right now, so it's Draco for now.
I've always said Draco, for the record.
Musical HB, have we ever considered adding ourselves and the other members of CNE as Crusaders? Unlikely. Pete the Carney is technically based on Peter, one of our developers, because that was like his Halloween costume one year, and it made it into Bushwhacker, and then he was in Bushwhacker 2, and so he made it to Crusaders. With a slightly different art style when he made it to Crusaders, but yeah. And since we basically design all the Crusaders, it's kind of like we're already in the game. But nothing human, normal us developer people, probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's been asked before, and personally I just don't think it's super interesting. But that's just because I really like, coming up with new weird characters and stuff. If we were to put ourselves in the game, I know that for myself, I would make some kind of awful eldritch monstrosity. I would not do anything human. So, it's not exactly in the cards.
Yeah, it would be 1-to-1. And then you get to kill a bunch of us. You get to kill or disable Eric and Clive and Justin as boss monsters in some of the areas.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cute little cameos.
And, if you want CNE employees in-game, Bushwhacker 2 has gnomes of everybody.
Yep. Oh boy, gnomes. ATOG 2074. How many people are working on Crusaders? Currently full-time, it's myself, Kat, and our developer Kevin. We can tap the others for advice, which is cool. When we have a moment to tap them and when they have the moment to answer. But yeah, it's just 3 of us right now.
Yeah. 1 artist, 1 programmer, 1 does many things.
Yeah.
Wearer of multiple hats.
Very many hats. Shaky, is Aitiaka a support gold or DPS crusader? They're a support gold crusader. Fully voided the Cobalt crusader when.
Pretty sure we can't do D&D adjacent stuff.
Yeah, probably not the best idea.
Yeah. But little lizard guy, maybe sometime.
Zerberu Aitiaka is the kind of dinosaur which would look good as a plushie on my couch next to the Chewbacca pillow. Aw, yeah, they would make a cute plushie.
Yeah.
G-Freeze, since you have Guardians of the Galaxy themed Crusaders, will you ever make a Star Wars themed Crusaders? Probably not.
Yeah, unlikely.
I mean, we could have like a Space Wizard riff, I guess. Oops, not that one.
What have you done?
I switched to the countdown screen instead of making the GIF appear.
Give everybody a heart attack.
Yeah.
Countdown to what? Countdown to what?
German Morpolo says, Erika, the community manager, slot 34, abilities, I don't know. And then Cat Human chimes in, it's the community management ability that buffs adjacent Crusaders. Slab McLarge, for the longer term, would you ever consider some sort of transcendence mechanic or implement a half version of that with a new currency, etc.? We hadn't ever planned on doing something like a transcendence mechanic, but I know that some games do use it as an avenue to give players more to do. But yeah, it's not something we're currently thinking about doing. Denny Denzin, is the new hero a support hero? Yes, they're a support crusader. Kedgear, is there a special event or promo that will help in for the eventual full release of Crusaders? The day we take the beta tag off, where it still shows. I mean, ideally at this point it would probably make sense to make it an event, just to like, you know, that game you saw in beta 5 years ago, you probably want to come check it out now if you've stopped playing. So it might be worth planning an event around it. I'm not sure what it would look like. Cassius says a Luke skin for the Bushwhacker. Fully voided the Kobold. With how the Search for Simon event is no longer running, is there still a way to obtain the event Crusaders from that? I've only got the tier 1 ones. You can get the Search for Simon Crusaders through the recruit missions in the mission system. So just keep your eye out for that. And since you own both tier 1 ones, then the tier 2 Search for Simon ones do have a good chance of popping up, but it depends on how many Crusaders you're missing that the RNG has to, choose from. A Chewbacca skin for emo. ATOG, the month is almost over. How is the update coming along? It's coming.
Yeah, we work on it whenever we have the time, but having to keep up the event cadence, especially just with the one programmer and the one artist, new content updates sometimes have to go on the back burner.
German Morpolo, I'm curious about if you have plans with the Flash Death this year for the Linux players. As far as I know, Linux players can play the game through Steam, although it's not great. It'll still be available through Steam. Lexer26, anything else we're working on for the late May update, or is it just the uncapped objectives? It's just the uncapped objectives.
Yeah. It's more complicated than it sounds.
Yeah. And then Kedgear, what's the reward structure for the uncapped objectives? Will they be worth doing for progression, or will it be more of a fun side thing? Hopefully both, but it's more just to see how far your DPS can take you, and if you can actually make a high DPS formation. Fully avoided the Kobold. My current event Crusader mission is for Robo Santa. It ends in an hour with a 40% completion chance. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
You know, that's not impossible. I was trying to, there was a bug with the injury timer, and I was trying to fail some missions. I was like, this 50% mission's definitely going to fail. Oh, no, it didn't. Damn it, why did it succeed?
See, the trick is to not want it.
Lexter is trying to figure out if they need to hoard things, and can you play uncapped objectives one time only, or they're replayable? They are replayable. Aaron Ben says, I respect my talents twice just to get the baby brute skin. He is so best Crusader draw. Aww.
Thank you. I'm glad people like him.
Yeah. Leptimus, when we reach seat 42 on the bench, it has to be a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy related Crusader.
Alright, now that I'm into.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
I do really love Hitchhiker's Guide.
Mm-hmm. Susan says, oh wow, I just realized I've got over 380 trillion idols now.
Numbers.
Numbers. Lots of big numbers. Isn't that like the US debt? No. I don't think it's that big. It is in the trillions, though. Seat 42, a dolphin-themed Crusader?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So long. Thanks for all the fish. They'd have to have a towel.
Lexera26, speaking of slots, do we have any new slots planned soon? We might get to seat 34 with the tail end of the tier 5 events. Otherwise, still just padding out the current seats that we do have. TK1500, please let us place Taskmasters on the buy all upgrades buttons and the maximize Crusaders buttons. That will not be a thing we're going to do. Sorry. Muncie one. This is a Crusaders of the Lost Idols stream, so the code is only valid for Crusaders of the Lost Idols. If you're trying to redeem it in Idol Champions, it won't work for you. Fully avoided the Kobold. I think making event objectives related to discontinued events, maybe unlockable from the shop, would be a cool feature to add. To have the content that's now completely inaccessible accessible again in a balanced way. Well, there's only the one discontinued event, which is the Search for Simon event, and it is a challenge. Like, it is used as a challenge background. But yeah, players have pointed out that you actually can't get the achievement on that challenge because you can't use the required Crusaders. So yeah, it would be nice to let you guys get the achievements for that event somehow, in some way. Other possible Erika formation ability, reset servers for when I break everything again. Oh, that's not what I do. I just tell Kevin to fix the server. Seat 42 is a whale questioning its existence before splatting on the enemy every 10 seconds. Or it's a Vogon that has an AoE of poetry.
Powerful.
powerful. Warwick 93, just wondering if it's possible to award all players with the Yogscast achievements, as they're not possible to get anymore. Well, they are still achievements, and it wouldn't feel right to give players who haven't actually played to earn those achievements the achievements. And it's just a few percent additive DPS in the end. But yeah, it would be nice to like let players play to unlock the achievements. I just haven't come up with a good idea of how to do that yet. So for those of you curious, the weekend promo this weekend will be the Search for the Crystal Cranium promo. I like that name. Featuring Montana, Draco, Danny, Polly, and the Holy Guardian, with a golden epic for the Holy Guardian. As it's the first weekend event, so it's buffing the event Crusaders. Fully Voided the Kobold says, y'all need to stop making the dragon things so hard to obtain. My scaly side is yelling at me, so I'm stuck saving up for Ruby the Dragon Taskmaster.
Dragons are cool.
Dragons are cool. You'll get there. There's a lot of rubies in the game.
Yeah.
SOTF is saying perhaps a reskinned version of the Search for Simon event. I guess it's probably a good idea to discuss with the team if we wanted to try reskinning it, but I doubt it. Maybe something we do. ATOG, I read something about Chris making it possible to go beyond level 55,685. It probably was possible because it was dealing damage based on the max HP of the monsters you were encountering. But that has now been changed. Legos for the win. Throw Santa hats on the Yogscast members when they do their next Jingle Jam, and then allow us to do that event then. That would probably overlap with our Christmas event, though, because the Jingle Jam's in December. CDR Toast, due to real life stuff, I was out of the game for a bit and missed the dentist, Adina, and Tiernan. How long do I need to wait for them to be possibly recruitable? We'll be updating the mission system with their gear and recruit missions soon, not with this event, but in the next update or two. Fully Voided Cobalt. It doesn't help that I came in the new Crusader. Aitiaka looks like a dragon.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Different types of dragons.
Musical HB, if possible, can you say why the Yogscast event is no more? Well, it involves contracts for between us and Yogscast, and we decided it wasn't beneficial to continue with those contracts.
Business stuff.
Business stuff. Cat Human. It would be cool to have a glitch as a Crusader that does random nonsense, and an IT Coder Satyr, both with abilities that supplement each other. Yeah, it would be nice to try complementary Crusaders again.
It's a little harder when it's only one Crusader per event.
Yeah. But, you know, could plan long term, make them all complementary for a couple events or something.
Yeah.
Susan says, dragons are awesome. I am awesome, therefore I am a dragon. One of my favorite t-shirts I own. That's a pretty cool conclusion.
That's a good t-shirt.
Yeah. Kedgear, will the rewards for the uncapped objectives be something we already have, or will it be something new? Mostly what you already have, but there may be something new. That's part of the hold-up to something new. German Morpolo, is there any way you rebrand Search for Simon and finally have a Tier 3 Crusader there? As I answered previously, no, we won't be reskinning that event. SOTF, you know, the complimentary Crusader thing could be something for the release event idea or the 5th anniversary. We'll keep that in mind. Legos for the win. What is the max monster spawn speed? Technically there is no max, but once you're hitting like 500%, doesn't really make a difference. Although some players like going to 1,000 for fun. Slab McLartude, you folks should do some Wheel of Time related Crusaders with the TV show coming out next year. Yeah, but I'm not actually a Wheel of Time fan, so I wouldn't be able to do them justice. Have you read Wheel of Time, Kat?
Nope.
I guess that could take over the Song of Thrones event, though. Although we were thinking maybe a Witcher.
Yeah, see, Witcher, I know.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing, like, if we do pop culture things, it's easier when, you know, team members are into and excited about it, which is why, like, the more recent Guardians of the Galaxy and superhero stuff has been a little more original, because, I mean, for me at least, I really don't care for such blatant pop culture references, which I know the game was sort of started on, but as long as I get to make decisions.
Julisa, are we going to include Jalong in the bonus training once we add a seat higher than his? That's how it works. It only goes up to the seat below our current max seat, so when we do add a seat higher than Jalong, they'll get an extra level of bonus training. Bungo Bunts, Yogscast just partnered up with Rooster Teeth, so it might be a good idea to revisit them. I can bring it up with the team. We'll see what happens. Fully voided the Cobalt. How long does it take to implement a new Crusader? I know it takes making the Crusader themselves in sense of design, animation, etc., as well as doing artwork for all tiers of gear, and the same for possible skins. Depends on how complicated I make the abilities, and if we're reusing tech or not. But the art takes at least 3 days for everything, right, Kat?
More now with the quarantine.
Right.
Productivity and all that stuff. But in general, the Crusader themselves, like front-facing, side-facing animation, day and a half. Equipment, like 2 days-ish, including the golden epic for the event. So, yeah. And then the skill icons is always just a day. So, closer to like a little under a week for Crusader now.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, depending on, how complicated the abilities are, about a week for the programming side of the Crusader, but, I mean, still a huge chunk of time working exclusively on the Crusader. Barton Fender 50, when will the new event start? Thanks for the great game and lots of fun. Well, glad you're enjoying the game. The new event will start later this afternoon, so now that it's 11, it's like still 3 hours-ish away. German Morpolo, have you in mind another permanent campaign? It would be nice to do at some point. Just need to get ahead again, which quarantine really isn't helping with.
Yeah, it's not slipped our minds, but Priorities.
Susan, July 23rd or July 30th, what's the anniversary date? July 30th is the official release of Crusaders. July 23rd is just beta testing, and so like there was basically no players in the game at that point. So July 30th is the official anniversary date, and it's also closer to when we launched on Armor, which was like shortly after that, like a week later for an Armor launch. Jabble, if it comes to Witcher, just make sure it's not that direct reference, because the author is a bit grumpy about people using it without licensing. Good point.
Yeah, like I said, it would definitely be more of an inspiration than anything. Like, I don't think we would necessarily do a Witcher from like a different school or something. I would personally be more interested in running with some of the monster lore, like a Striga or something like that. And those, as far as I know, are taken from like old folklore, especially like Polish stuff.
Yeah, the darker European folklore. Well, and as I'm reading The Tower of the Swallow, it touched on a lot of like Norse mythology, like with Ragnarok and stuff. So it's like, oh, cool. SOTF, I know I suggested it either in another stream or a previous Q&A, but have you gotten a look at the Hoka series yet? No, I have not looked at it yet. Have you?
No, I don't know what that is.
Musical HB, can you consider the Chronicles of Shannara for a Song of Thrones Crusader?
I don't know what that is either.
That is also... The Chronicles of Shannara is another fantasy series. They made a crappy teen show about it for, like, the second trilogy of books or something. But, yeah, I think I've only read, like, the first book in the original trilogy, and characters didn't really stand out. It just felt like another Lord of the Rings kind of story. Although set after the apocalypse happened, so like there's like buried high schools and stuff, like because it's like Earth but just in the future where it's all grass again and it's all medieval again.
Yeah, it's like Nier.
Yeah,
I've been replaying Nier, so I'm really into that right now.
Fully voided the Cobalt. I have over 1,000 days of playtime on the game and I only have 800 idols. Aw. And I think a few disappeared into thin air. When we rebate the talents, you actually get those spent idols back, fully voided Cobalt. But it sounds like you took a break and had installed the game at some point earlier. Because, yeah, the days played stat starts counting as soon as you've loaded the game for the first time.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Legos for the win. Is Shin or Snicket better for speeding up? I think if you have Shin, he's probably better. G-Freeze, what year was Crusaders of the Lost Idols released? It was released in 2015, so it is coming up on its 5th anniversary. So we're trying to have a little bit of a special anniversary. Yeah. D-Tape says, Nier is on my list of games to play, but it is a long list.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I've been trying to play Nier Automata basically since it came out and just been, I don't know, too precious about it. So I'm replaying the original to try and get hype and just dive into it, which is working so far.
Nice.
But now I need to finish the original Nier first.
SOTF says, Hoka is a sci-fi fantasy series that's largely about dealing with an alien race that look like living teddy bears, who basically have an obsession with fiction and the odd ability to mimic the things they're currently obsessed with. Basically teddy bears with cosplay superpowers. It's a comedy book series. Oh, okay. That actually sounds pretty fun.
All right. I'm glad it's a comedy angle.
Yeah. Dark teddy bear mimics.
Conquer's Bad Fur Day has already cornered the market on dark teddy bears, I feel.
Well, so we are after 11. So we technically have the room for a little bit more, or you want to?
It's up to you. You know, I'm happy to keep going or to stop. Either is fine.
Well, we'll see if we get an extra question or not.
Okay.
Fully avoided the cobalt. Question. That's pretty quick. Have you ever considered partnering or collaborating with other YouTube groups like Game Grumps or the Runaway Guys, or possibly some game companies? I know Relogic has made some collabs before. We did some collaborations in the early days, like we've got Bench, the YouTuber, as a boss in an event, and who was the other? Ted Essence is a boss in an event, and then there was the other one. Oh boy, I feel bad. Mr. Baezy as a boss in an event. We did like partnering, and then the Yogscast partnering with like Jingle Jam and the Search for Simon events. I'm not sure if we'd consider partnering with Crusaders things anymore, but
Yeah, all the marketing is super focused on Idle Champions.
yeah. And there was some... We've learned some lessons over the years, for sure. Scrooge McScourge. Ewoks are pretty dark in a sense that they cause pain and suffering when you see them. Blasphemer 2016 squeaked in right at the end of the stream. Welcome. Is our new Rocky friend's name pronounced Ichtaka or Iktaka? Thank you for the chests. Going by the pronunciation guide, we found it's Aitiaka. Cat Human. I love Ewoks. They will smush you with their logs. Cassius. Collab idea, Steve Jackson Games, specifically the Munchkin department. I don't think we'd want to collab with Munchkin, given that it's everyone's in the board game community's favorite sparring partner. Lexer 26. We were first. We're cooler than the new kid. It's not a competition. We love everyone who comes to our community and plays and chat. ATOG 2074. I just passed the 1100 hours played on Steam. Total time 1521 days ago started. But maybe I should turn the game off more often. Musical HB, to be honest, not as much of a fan of Champions as I am of Crusaders. Oh. Yeah, I know we tried to push some of our Crusaders audience into Champs when we first launched Champs, but they definitely stuck with Crusaders. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting how the games are very similar but very different at the same time.
Yeah. In slightly different directions. Well, it does seem the questions have kind of dried up, so I think I'll wrap up the
Okie dokie.
stream for today. Is Idle Champions free to play? Yes, it is also free to play.
This is as far as I got with inking. As I said, it's a much slower process, but I'll finish this up at some point between now and next Tuesday, and it'll be the next coloring sheet.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And let us know if you enjoyed watching inking or if you'd rather continue watching sketching or what. But thanks for watching.
Yeah, so that's been our show for Thursday, May 21st. And the event will be out later this afternoon, and we hope everyone has a good weekend. And thank you to Sasha for being behind the scenes and moderating and grabbing the questions. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.